with Shiloh Silvers, Wayne Silvers, Aaron D'Souza, and Leanne Saldana. Thanks, guys. So, I'm very excited for our next guest. He's an artist educator. He is a very talented guy, philanthropist, talks about social change using spoken word, poetry, and rap music. Give it up for Wally Shaw.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
Wally Shaw.
Yeah, these guys are awesome.
Yeah, they're really good.
I don't know what your band's called, but you guys are awesome. I need a CD by the end of this. Yeah.
It's cool because they just jam out. They basically just listen to each other and they play whatever.
Just do whatever, right?
Yeah,
these guys right here.
For sure.
That's dope.
Cool. So I'm excited to talk to you because I've seen you grow and you are doing fantastic stuff. And recently you just played at the ACC.
Yeah, you've literally seen me grow since I was like 15 when it didn't have like a beard and stuff, you know?
But I mean, you were always taller than me, but I meant growing like as an artist and as a person.
Yeah, no, I know.
Crazy.
It is pretty crazy.
Cool.
Yeah.
So how was that experience?
The Air Canada Centre is a very intimate sort of venue, as you can see.
It's so funny because, like, are you being sarcastic?
Not being totally sarcastic.
Okay.
No, I feel like it was such a rush, you know,
Right.
And performing is always like that. I mean, you know
For
what
sure.
that's like.
Yeah.
But just because it's such a big space and there were like 16,000 people in there. Yeah, I know, it was crazy.
But that's not foreign to you. You've played in front of huge.
Yeah, but not this big.
Okay.
This was just like the biggest ever, and
Wow.
you know, everyone kind of just looked so small, and I don't even know, like, you know, if I can like sort of see people. It was so far away.
Right.
But the real I think essence of what I did was what I was able to do was just sort of reach out to so many people in one room that
Cool.
are just so energized. That was really, really cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
That energy must have been like something you've never experienced.
Yeah,
I
that
bet.
was different.
Wow.
That was different. But they were all like, they were all
No,
like,
it's okay.
they're all like old corporate people too, right?
Yeah.
So it was a different energy. It
Right.
wasn't like, it's because I usually do like youth shows and perform at schools and
For
stuff.
sure.
So this was like a different audience, right? And it was
Okay.
like first thing in the morning, and they didn't have coffee.
Oh.
So old people and no coffee don't really mix too much, you know. So I feel like I had to.
I think people in general would know coffee.
I know,
I mean,
right?
if they're coffee drinkers, of course.
Yeah, so I kind of had to work the crowd a little
Yeah,
bit, but
sweet.
it was fun. It was so cool.
So did you do your spoken word? Did you do your music or?
So I did a spoken word, and it was like
sweet.
a custom spoken word that I wrote just for the client was Microsoft.
Yeah.
So Microsoft had their conference, and they wanted me to write a spoken word about innovation and how
Wow.
innovation has really shaped technology and the way that we use it. You know,
Right.
I just spoke to Jennifer really quickly.
Yeah.
And she was talking about Pokemon Go, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And it's just crazy the way technology is really shaping our world.
For sure,
you know?
yeah.
So it was a cool custom poem.
And as a millennial, do you find that it is shaping our world for the better or for the worse, like, or both?
You know what? It's interesting. I feel like it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Like my sister, who's 10 but has a personality of like a 16-year-old. She's teaching me how to use a tablet and
Are you
like
serious?
the iPhone. Yeah, because
That's
I don't
so
really know how
funny.
to use this stuff,
Yeah.
right? Like I grew up on like Windows 98, you know?
Yeah.
Right? And she's teaching me how to use all this stuff. And it's really cool because they're growing up knowing technology so well.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm realizing and I'm seeing through her how much time they're spending on it, which can be detrimental because I
sure,
feel like
yeah.
they're not, you know, riding their bikes or going to play basketball.
Exactly.
And like we did that when we were younger, you know, and I
Yeah.
feel like they're not really doing it as much,
Right.
which is kind of like the con side of
Yeah,
it. You
they're
know?
playing those games on the tablets or the iPads. I
Yeah,
think.
but it's cool because like, you know, it's sort of, but it's also bridging the intergenerational gaps, which is great.
Right.
You know, because like I told my mom about airplane mode on my phone,
Yeah.
and she thought it would make my phone fly or something.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh,
you know?
moms are
So
the
it's
best.
Like, so it's kind of like you're able to educate the older
sure,
generation
yeah.
too, you know,
Definitely.
which is cool.
Cool. So, I know you as a spoken word artist. Would you mind actually giving us a sample? Of something, please?
Yeah. So I was writing a little bit over the winter break, and I had all these poems that I never got a chance to like recite or utilize. So I'm going to share one of the ones that I wrote over the winter break. No one's heard this before. So
Okay.
it's like brand new.
Whoa. Nighttime exclusive.
Okay, here it goes.
Okay.
Ever feel like you've been walking with your head down wherever you go? Seems like depression is the only thing that you know. You smile on the outside, but you're dying within. And when you feel like crying, you try holding it in. Girls wear mascara to cover up their tears. Boys repress their emotions to cover up their fears. I think the fact stays true, no matter our years. We're scared to be vulnerable in front of our peers. And everybody's story is different. Let it be heard, take a moment to listen. To the loved ones we're missing, the rebounds we're kissing, or the street bums in prison, your neighbor with cancer in both of their lungs, and the parents abusing their young, consumed by the liquor and smokes on their tongue. The orphan who's waiting for parents to come, who's suicidal, 2 inches from pulling a gun into the father who is missing his son, and the son missing his father, ever since his father was gone. But look to the future, what's behind us is done. Though sometimes we feel lost, like we just want to run. Every day is a war, but the battle is won. If we listen and we share, come together as one. Shine so bright, it's no match for the sun. Thank you.
What? Yeah!
I'll do what I can.
That's awesome.
I'll be here the rest of my life.
Your spoken word is really phenomenal. I remember we connected at the Culture Lab
Yeah.
for the MAC Arts, Mississauga Arts Council. And I'm curious, because I've always loved listening to spoken word. I'm terrified of it.
Really?
I hide behind music.
Yeah.
So I just do all that stuff. I want to know your process of writing a piece. Is it like, because you have really cool flow, and you've got some things that rhyme here and there. Is it like, how do you start?
Well, I think sort of a precursor to that, because you're a musician, you find this really interesting. Did you know that the word rap is an acronym?
For?
Did you know that? Did you guys know that?
I did not.
No? What do you guys think
I'm
it stands for?
always
Go
learning.
for it, quick.
For rap.
Rap as an acronym.
Rap.
Rhythm and?
Rhythm and
People.
No. No, what did I just do?
rhythm and poetry.
Rhythm and poetry.
What?
Yeah. Rap is an
That's
acronym.
so
People don't
cool.
know this, right? And so poetry is very much embedded in hip hop and rap
Yeah.
music. But the really cool thing, and this is the writing process for me, is when I am free from this instrumental or this beat that you said you can hide behind in a sense, I feel like I flourish in that because there's so much more in terms of varying different flows and different
Right.
rhythms with my
Yeah.
with my vocals, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if you have like a a beat that's in 4/4 time, you're
Right.
kind of restricted to
For
a certain melody and all that stuff. But it's so much more freeing in a
Nice.
way,
Yeah.
And so when I write, I don't have to sort of restrict myself to how the melody sounds
Right.
to a certain degree,
Right.
right? And I like that freedom. That creative freedom is why I actually like spoken word more than hip hop, and why I kind of left like rap and hip hop
Yeah.
for spoken word.
Wow.
Yeah.